Sooner or later, every man meets his Waterloo, even in Montana Territory. At the time Colonel Custer was meeting his, I very nearly met mine.
Frontier Gentlemen. Herewith an Englishman's account of life and death in the West. As a reporter for the London Times, he writes his colorful and unusual stories. But as a man with a gun, he lives and becomes a part of the violent years in the new territories. Now, starring John Daner, this is the story of J.B. Kendall, Frontier Gentleman.
I had received permission to accompany a troop of soldiers and packers up the Yellowstone to the mouth of Rosebud Creek, and through the kindness of a Lieutenant Snow, in charge of the supply depot, I'd found quarters aboard the river steamer Far West. There was an air of expectancy about. A scout had brought news that the main concentration of the Sioux Army had been sighted somewhere between the Rosebud and the Bighorn. It was Lieutenant Snow who informed me.
Well, they've sent Custer in the 7th, Mr. Kendall. We'll see an end to it now. He'll finish the Sioux.
I wish I had known. I'd like to have gone with him.
Well, maybe Custer will bring back Sitting Bull or Crazy Horse. You'll be able to have your interviews.
I've about given up hope.
Oh, don't worry. If they're still alive when the colonel's through with them, you'll get your chance.
Glad to hear it.
Oh, they should have let Custer attack the Sioux a long time ago. Well, now you'll see. He'll massacre them.
Lieutenant. Oh, how are you, Mr. Kendall?
Well, thank you, Captain.
Lieutenant, just got word there are civilians up at Castle Butte. I haven't got anybody else for the job, so you'll have to do it.
Bring them in, Captain?
Yes. We haven't had any reports of enemy movement in that area, but watch yourself. I can't spare you more than 4 men and a Crow scout. Now, if you do run into hostiles, turn back.